people won't understand this. There's Brazilian Rosewood acoustic guitars. There's also Brazilian Rosewood electric guitars. Chicago Music Exchange for it's not $60,000, for $59,995
yeah.
has a Gibson ES335 Sunburst from 1960. That has a different tone because it's a gorgeous Keith Richards-like guitar in Brazilian Rosewood, right?
Is that the tariff price?
The fingerboard is Brazilian Rosewood, but the body itself is made out of plywood maple.
Yeah.
And the sides are very likely. I mean, I questioned, the value of a vintage ES335 is primarily because it does have a rosewood fingerboard. The F holes are smaller than the new ones.
What does that mean for tone?
Well, it actually means it'll perform more like a solid body. So the ES335s of the vintage era sometimes are considered to be killer guitars versus the Les Paul because they don't feed back as early as they might if the F holes were larger. In addition to that, the way the placement of the neck, the angle of the neck, the size of the heel of the neck is much more comfortable to play than some of the new ones. And yet, Gibson has made remarkable strides. Now, well over 40 years ago, I convinced Les Paul that the old Les Pauls were better than the new ones. It was a long argument that took about 2 years, but he got me out to Kalamazoo, and we made the argument. And it began what caused the Les Paul Heritage series, not the Heritage guitar, but the Gibson Les Paul Heritage. And that started something that now it's the latest Les Pauls from the custom shop, the 59s, the 60s, and remarkably close to the old ones.
Folks, I'm going to stop the show here. Michael Barr's going, what are we talking about? Okay. I have John Stoltzfus and David Gura in the same room with me and John Tucker. The heritage of the electric guitar and acoustic guitar in America defined by the names Stoltzfus and Gura is extraordinary. All of you are going, what in God's name does this have to do?
You got to have a diversified portfolio with a few guitars in the mix, I think.
That was brilliant, your relationship with Les Paul. That was absolutely brilliant.
That was really a great experience. And I was a professional musician at the time working on Broadway. And it was my first, I dealt with the Suits.
Okay.
In Kalamazoo.
And the Suits at Oppenheimer are saying, what in God's name is he talking about?
There's a lot of musicians.
Martin, a private company,
we got to go. John Stoltzfus, thank you so much. Broadway guitarist and par excellence at Oppenheimer and Company.